Hello and welcome to Paul's Racing Channel and the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by upshiftstore.co.uk and Hambridge Transport. So race 2 from Autopolis International Racing Course, the short circuit, is here for the BTCC Replica Championship. So this is the grid. So Vexman in pole position, Sideways in second, Prime Machine third, Dan in fourth, Tino fifth, Stealth in sixth, Lee seventh, Molson eighth, Jim Bob ninth, Seamus 10th, Seabroad 11th, Team Seaver 12th, Firepower 13th, Hodgie 14th and Potsy 15th. So there's great teamwork from Sideways in race 1. So please check that out and you'll see what I mean at the end. Vexman getting it in the end in race 1. So most people with the mediums here in race 2. So let's get to it. Again, sun still shining bright as we're middle of the day now, so revs will be up and I'm going to hopefully be another great start by everybody. I don't like the camera angle, but hey ho. So Vexman then is off and running. That's a better camera angle, isn't it? Now as Vexman he's got his teammate up beside him. He's certainly not going to, good defending, just Sideways just got himself in front of the rest, slowed them all down, and it certainly did do that, but he's defending lovely, getting his teammate get away in the lead. Great team orders from Laser Tools, obviously planned it all in the briefing beforehand, certainly in race 1 anyway, so let's see what happens here in race 2. So Sideways in second, Prime Machine in third. He'll be kicking himself. He was on for a win in race 1. Just made that small error at the final bend. Allowed the two guys to get through in the end. Put himself down to third. And Dan in fourth now. Jim Bob had a great race in race 1. Looking strong again in race 2 here. So Jim Bob in 5th place. He's one of the ones on the mediums. And Lee in 6th. So Lee, we didn't see a lot of him, did we, in race 1? He's up in the sharp end here in 6th place. And Stealth 7th, Firepower 8th. So Firepower up to 8th place. Let's have a look at Stealth. That's not far enough up. Seabroad though, he's got himself around the outside of Firepower, I believe, to 9th. And Firepower's dropping down, little mistake there at turn 1. So Molson goes through as well. Molson took through to 9th. Firepower as he fighting back. Nope. Molson there. Oh, Seabroad ahead of him. He'll be on the grass. And we've got Hodgie in 11th, Seamus 12th, Potsy 13th, and Tino 14th. There he is there. And actually Team Silver right at the back in 15th. So again, not having his best night I don't think, because 15th at the back, he wasn't on the grid there, was he? So he's made another mistake somewhere. So not his best night at the moment. Let's see what's happening here with... Oh, and I think that was Prime Machine, and he's off again at the same turn. Oh, disaster. Oh, and that's not what you do. Pulled right out in front of the car, took Tino out, I think, or was it Potsy? It might have been Potsy, actually. It was Potsy. And it was one of the GTRs, but look at the gap now, the others have got on them. So a little mistake there. I think Potsy probably got damage as well. He's going to let his teammate go past. But Prime at the back, right at the back. So yeah, a bit messy there. So Sideways, he's got through actually on his teammate. So this is an interesting plan, if this is the plan, because this is exactly what race 1 was like. Got himself in front, his teammate Vex in second, and then at the end he just let him breeze by it at the final turn. So maybe, because these two have got a hell of a gap now back to Dan. So Sideways, Vex. Team Audi, or Team Laser Tools in the Audis, I should say, having a great round here so far. Then Dan Bailey in third. And I think a lot of the mistakes really is due to the fact it's this short circuit, as I said. At race 1, normally these guys will be on the larger tracks as Lee's attacking Jim Bob. But it's just how the calendar fell, and the short circuit was the choice. But it's just not really that space and that really for these cars, that amount, especially 15 on these short circuits. But anyway, just adds to the drama and the excitement naturally, doesn't it? So who's complaining? Certainly not me. No lead in, attacking Jim Bob. And then we've got C Broad in 6th, with Firepower 7th, Roger 8th. There's Dan in 3rd place, just detaching himself a little bit from Jim Bob. He's trying his best to catch up to the Audis, but pretty much long gone. Going over the start or finish now, and yeah, quite a big gap that he's got to make up. You'll see it now as the camera pans round. Well, you won't see it because they're not even in sight, are they? But they're probably on turn 1 now, or coming up to it, so that's the gap anyway. Lee trying his best to stick with Dan in 4th. Oh, bit of a moment there from Lee. Catches it though, and someone's gone off, and who's that? Oh, Jim Bob in the Viper. Just see the roof of something going flying off as his teammate goes past Stealth, so Jim Bob's going to drop back down to 10th then. Little mistake from him. That brings C Broad up to 5th. Behind Lee. There's Lee there, who's chasing down Dan in 3rd. And Firepower up to 6th. Odgie and Seamus having a battle here. 7th and 8th place. Seamus though holds off Hodgie there. Stealth behind them in 9th. Oh, a yellow flag. There's a yellow flag up here. No overtaking, but someone's gone off obviously. Who is it? Can't see anything obvious at the moment. Oh, and I tell you what, it's got to be Vexman, isn't it? Because he's disappeared. Where is he? There he is. There he is. 5th place. It was Vexman. He was in 2nd, so through goes C Broad and Lee, Whip and Dan. Vex is going to be angry with himself there. So that plan that I assume they had in mind, well, this ain't it. So let's see what happens at the end by the time the checker flag comes out. See where Vexman ends up there. He's got some fighting to do because he's under pressure from Firepower. Sideways though, still out in front with Dan in 2nd, Lee now up into 3rd, C Broad in 4th, then Vexman. There's Sideways. Lovely gap from Sideways, he's got this one, surely. Dan in 2nd, Lee there in 3rd, and C Broad. Now he's under pressure from Vexman. Vexman doing his best to try and get himself back up into them higher positions for them points. He's going to take C Broad here for sure. He's already took him pretty much at the line. So Vexman is making his way through to 4th. Firepower having a look as well up the inside of C Broad. No, didn't get there. So Vex to 4th. Firepower just can't get that turn 1 right, can he? His exit just seems to be a little bit too slow, and he's under pressure now from Seamus. But Seamus won't go round now the outside. If he does, he'll be out in that sandpit. And Odgie now attacking. He's looking at Seamus there. Still, because these two have been going for it a couple of laps now. But Seamus still there ahead of him. In Stealth. And he's in 9th. And then Molson, we haven't seen a lot of him in this race, but he's down there in 10th, so yeah, I'm not sure he's in medium, so maybe the tyres are not working for him here. Molson 10th, with Potsy in 11th. Potsy can't make that move, or can he? Is that gap opened up, can he? No, you've got to be a bit careful. Can't ride those curbs too much, although in that GTR I think it's a little bit easier for the car can ride the curbs a little bit easier than other cars for sure. And actually, Potsy, is he going to be attacking? Because it looks like he's right up the exhaust pipe with Molson. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't go for that. Maybe he wasn't far enough up from that camera angle than what I thought, but surprised he didn't go for it. But he's certainly putting that pressure on. But he's on the super softs. Molson's only on the medium, so there's your difference. Tino, meanwhile, behind there in 12th. Prime in 13th with Jim Bob 14th. There's Prime. Jim Bob and Team Silver still at the back in 15th. So I'm not too sure. Oh, moment for Jim Bob, just slides it round the right-hander, and a big moment from Team Silver. And the medium's certainly not working for him. So that was a moment, and he's not going to get any better than 15th, I don't think. So let's go and have a look up front anyway, see how Dan's, see if he's catching sideways. Nah, sideways cleared off. There's no way he's catching sideways. Even with 9.5 minutes only gone, it ain't happening. But Dan will take second if he can stay where he is now, for sure. Didn't have the greatest race one, did he? And so if he can get a second place here, that should give him a little bit of confidence going into race 3. Lee doing a stellar job in third, but he's just been passed by Vexman, so Vexman is on the march. Here he comes. So maybe these plans will, maybe this was all part of the plan. Make it look like he's made an error, and then just work your way through the field. Get yourself back on the back of your teammate. Teammate just, oh no, not like that. And Lee follows him as well. And there's 2 playing out in the sandpit there. It's like the children's play area. Oh, and that's Messi there, and Seamus and Nodgy, and they're all getting banged up. Oh, Lee back down to 6th. That was a bit. No, actually, no. I think Lee had the moment actually, and then the others just didn't have anywhere to go. So Vexman rides on the back of these in 8th, trying to get through 3 cars, but there's nowhere through there. Oh, and Lee is in this side of Seamus. Bit of a tag down. Lee again. Oh, it's all very, very messy back here. 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. I mean, in fairness, it's not bad. It's just a bit of rubbing. But no real forceful moves, is there? But Odgie, the leader of the gang at the moment. Oh, and Vexman really pushing. He's really trying his hardest to get back up after that mistake, and it was a mistake that led to Lee following in the sandpit as well. But he's putting Hodgie under pressure now, but time is running out for Vex with 11.5 minutes now. I don't think he's going to get himself up to the podium spots this time round. Talking of which, there's Dan in 2nd. Sideways, we know he's still out there in front. And then this battle for 3rd place though we want to look at, because we've got Firepower and Seabroad fighting for it. Firepower just seems to break a bit earlier there, doesn't he? Doesn't quite get that turn 1 right. He gets it right, just not the quickest through there. So just allow Seabroad to keep that 3rd place, but maybe he's just keeping his powder dry and he's going to go through it in the last minute or 2. We're into the last 3 minutes now. Firepower, good to see him up there anyway. Didn't have his best race in race 1 either, so we're desperate for better points this time round, and well, he's certainly desperate for a podium, isn't he? Really pushing that Mercedes, and he's up the inside of Seabroad. Is there enough room there? It's a difficult one with that camber. No. Oh, and he's thinking about it. He's looking at that little gap he can get through, but Seabroad doing a good job to just keep him behind him. Now, here we go. I'm going to stick with this at the moment. Coming at the turn 1. Classic overtaking spot this is here at the Autopolis circuit. No, not far enough up. Odgie and now Vexman, they've caught themselves on the back of this pair now and become a bit of a quartet, with Lee not far off it either. Odgie looking strong now in that Aston Martin, but with a couple of minutes left, it's anybody's, isn't it, that podium spot? We've got, what, 4 cars, 5 cars even, fighting for that 3rd place at the moment. Who's going to get it? Vex can't get through the car park at the moment. So either there's going to be a big mistake from someone, somewhere, and it's going to happen. It's going to be up here or turn 1. Likely to be up here, if anything. Then there's a little bit of a slide from a couple of them, but no, it was old stations. That's better drive for Firepower. He's going to get that 3rd place off Seabroad. There he goes. Good drive out of that final bend from Firepower. He's got it. So maybe he was keeping his powder dry after all. And that was his opportunity. Got it there. So can he stay there now for a podium place? I'm not going to say anything after race 1. I'm going to keep stum. But looking good there. His Firepower. Rogie. Seabroad. Vexman still in 6th. All these cars coming around here. Great little circuit, this short one. There's Vexman. Lee. Oh, another little moment. Couple of them moments there. Just putting the power on a bit too soon. Back end flicking out. Seamus there in 8th. Stealth in 9th. There he is in the background. I want to go back up to the front of this little group just to see. Well, it's sort of settled down a little bit, hasn't it? And I suppose Seabroad and Vexman, and then these other two. So where it is now, Firepower and Hodgie just seem to have got away from them a little bit. Dan still in the distance there, in 2nd. Isn't going to get his 2nd, he's certainly not going to catch Sideways. This is the final lap, so talking off Sideways. Let's go back to the leader, who's been out there pretty much the entire race. I think he just momentarily got 2nd from his teammate at the start, but then a mistake from his teammate, and he's been out here on his own for the entire race really. So cars working better for sure, and he's going to get victory here, I think. Oh, and any disasters? Yeah, he does. So Sideways, congratulations, race 2 winner. Dan Bailey then going to get a good 2nd place from Dan. He's going to be pleased with that one. See what that will bring for race 3. Now has Firepower kept it? He has. So Firepower, good 3rd place from him. Then Hodgie, Vexman gets the 5th in the end. Seabroad 6th, 7th for Seamus, so the 2 Porsches 6th and 7th. Lee in 8th. Then we've got Stealth, Potsy, Tino, and the rest. Bringing up the rest of the field. So that's race 2, and I'll catch you for race 3, and I'll see you then.